Hanco Studios presents a podcast. All right, all systems set, ready to deliver the podcast in 3, 2, 1. Preparing for the podcast. Here comes the podcast. Good moment, everyone. It is I, Ramses the 12th. It's a beautiful afternoon as I record this opening. The autumn leaves swirling in the wintry winds, and of course, my award-winning pumpkin spice cappuccino smile extends from ear to ear across my beautiful countenance. That means face, by the way. I don't even, maybe I'm pronouncing that wrong. Who knows? But, it's moments like these that I have to pay tribute to the non-existent spiritual being that may or may not control our lives, Anyways, this morning I feasted on some wild oats, wild fresh berries, followed with a glass of kale juice. Oh, it's just refreshing. And no animals for myself today. Yeah, the meat switch was once again turned off, so, animals, be free. I ain't gonna eat you. Another day of life for you guys. Some of you might be confused now. You heard the last podcast and it was Ramses the Third. Well, I'm Ramses the 12th, direct descendant of Ramses the Third. Obviously, 8 others came before me. Maybe 9 others came before me. But yeah, here I am now. And the last podcast was probably, recorded a millennia ago. So yeah, I'm Ramses the 12th. Enough about me and, whatever I'm up to in my undead pharaoh ways. Let's just get on to my guest this moment. And I gotta say, my ancestor had, Sir Rentura, and that was a great guest. But I, on the other hand, have the greatest pleasure to introduce a master of his craft. Truly, he is the thespian of all ages, the silent movie star, Aesop Mitchell.
Right then and there, I knew that the 120th annual 33-hour film competition was not prepared for what the silent film star Aesop Mitchell would be bringing upon the masses.
That's very interesting. How did the audience take to the film?
How should I know? I never submitted it to the contest. I just posted it online this morning.
What? You just told me a literal epic about the creation of Je Prends Michel. Oh, the grief, hardship, struggles that your cast and crew went through. Why didn't you...
The audio. It was bad.
The audio was bad?
The audio was beneath my glory.
But, isn't the point of the 33-hour contest to do what you can, and whatever is the result of the finished piece, warts and all? I mean, you do what you can in 33 hours, right?
And what? Lose the competition because of it? No. I held it back, and the contest understood. Went on my way. I've since tweaked that audio to perfection and released it to the masses this morning. To stunning reviews.
How long did it take to fix it?
Fix what?
The audio.
I'd say about 6 to 8 hours to adjust the wavelengths, and about a couple hours to render out the final output, and about another 3 hours to upload to the cyberspace.
So about 13 hours, give or take.
I don't do your math.
So is it still considered a 33-hour film then?
Of course it qualifies as a 33-hour film.
Yeah, I agree with you, but, that plus 13 hours of additional tweaking, I imagine this was spread out across a few days, right?
At least a couple weeks. I'm no god. Yes.
Wouldn't that make it approximately an 86-hour film?
I wasn't going to bring this up, but I do have an issue that needs to be resolved.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Why wasn't I casted in your 31-hour film, Hipster Expedition?
I don't think it's such a good idea.
I'm a grown man. I can handle the criticism. Out with it then.
Fine. Let me think. I recall you said you had a proctologist appointment that afternoon.
Perhaps.
So I needed everyone involved to be able to be committed to a full day on set.
Look, my inner posterior needed to be checked. What of it?
And it looked like you were compromised.
Compromised?
So I didn't want to have to postpone anything waiting for you to get out of the butt doctor. And I mean, you know how these things go, right?
It doesn't matter. It was a doorknob production. I had a deal with Melvin Jacobs.
No, this wasn't a doorknob production.
But it was Melvin Jacobs' group, and Melvin Jacobs' production team is called Doorknob Productions.
No, this was a joint venture with my group, Twin Citiesopolis, and we called ourselves Doorknobopolis with Matt.
Whatever. Well, it still doesn't make sense to me. I saw you had Scuba Steve on set, and Scuba Steve had to randomly take off early during the shoot, just like Scuba Steve does on any set. You know, Scuba Steve just tried to besmirch my good name online, right?
I might have saw something like that yesterday, but at the time of the shoot, which was like 7 years ago, I had no idea you and Scuba Steve had issues with each other. I mean...
First, it was bad enough to have been slighted by you. Now I have Scuba Steve, not to mention on set with a role he didn't even fulfill.
Scuba Steve came on board as a recommendation from Trevor.
You know, Michael Samsonite wanted to use my signature Buick Century, the Beatus. But I told him we were a package deal. Michael wouldn't bite. So, for the first time, I had nothing.
I can't really help you there.
Nothing!
Yeah. Hey, look.
Now what am I going to do? I'm still making payments on that damn thing. One shit show after another. I can't even get a commercial for some Proctal cream.
Hey, I gotta wrap this up.
Geez, you'd think Preparation H would take someone who regularly sees the proctologist. But no, that's not the type of look they're going for. Not to mention, they seem to have a problem with the smile that I have. I can't help that I was born with an underbite.
Is there anything you'd like to close out on before we call it a day?
Please, just find some work for me. I'll take anything. For God's sakes, the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse has to be looking for something, right?
Cool. Thanks for your time, brother.
Please. Here's my address. Send me anything.
Hey everyone, this is Benjamin. Thank you everyone for listening to this podcast. I'd like to give a special shout out to Aesop Mitchell for his portrayal of Aesop Mitchell. You can find Aesop Mitchell on Twitter at Violent Aesop Mitchell. You can also find him on Facebook at Aesop Mitchell. And then you can go get some merchandise of Aesop Mitchell at ProWrestlingTees.com. That's ProWrestlingTees.com. And then just search The Violent Gentleman, Aesop Mitchell. So big shout out to him. Another podcast to check out is the Yelling at Birds podcast hosted by Matthew Tukwa. It is a very positive podcast, and he always has interesting guests on. They talk about existential life questions and all that stuff, but it's a very uplifting podcast, and I need to catch up on it. So they're not endorsing us in any way. Hopefully they will after this. Hey, buddy, give us a shout out. Come on. But it's very good, so check it out. Just want to give a quick shout out to Luke Carlson for providing the transitional music from the part of the beginning, and then at the end there's also snippets from other licensed music that probably don't have permission to use, but they're under 30 seconds, so I think we're okay. I also want to give him a thank you to Luke Carlson for his input on the first podcast. He helped me kind of craft it a little bit, and I just want to give him a special shout out. And then, yeah, I think the next one might be a blog of some sort. I was thinking about subjects to talk about while I was walking my daughter today. And something I kept thinking about was what I've been going through in terms of my creative career. And I'm not quite where I want to be yet. There's been glimmers of almost getting there, but I'm just not quite there. And I think I might actually have the next episode just be about I'm not quite there. Here's why, and here's what I could do, and hopefully there's lots of other people in the same boat, and we can maybe start a discussion, get some back and forth. But yeah, I'm not quite where I want to be, and there's always some factors, and a lot of it's just time, and a lot of it is decisions I made. But either way, I have to say, all in all, I'm happy where I'm at right now in life. But this isn't the final destination for my career, and it's not the final stop. I love doing the wrestling stuff. I love doing video work, and I love doing this. And I just need to know where to take all three of those to the next level, or add something new. Maybe start drawing again. I used to be an animation student and just kind of stopped, but it'll be interesting. Nice change of pace, because I still don't know what the formula is going to be. If there is going to be a formula, I might just always do something different, and the endings will always be the same, where I'm just talking about life. So be good, stay healthy, and thanks for listening, and until next time, take care.